I'm sorry, Dave. I don't have enough information.
Tag. You're it. A celebration of loose ties. How connected am I? To paraphrase Elizabeth Barrett Browning, I am connected to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach, thanks to the phenomenon of weak loose ties. Whether by the artifact of these words frozen in light for you to find, and like the clues in nature God has left for us to find him, or by knowing me in person as Jesus came in the flesh, that we might know the Father personally, we have been connected, no matter how briefly. That momentary connection has exposed you to the tags associated with this course, CCK08, Connectivism. George Siemens, Stephen Downes, and with me. And the other connections we in turn have made. And those ties will strengthen should you make connection with us or any of these concepts repeatedly or choose to Google any of them. In those connections, change as they may over time and different contexts, knowledge may be sparked and, like flying embers, ignite other connections, knowledge, learning. In reading these words, you have been exposed to these connections and the networks they involve. You are now a very weakly tied node in that network. Tag. You're a part of it. I started the course wondering if there were ties between Connectivism and Christian missions, whether God himself used this as a method of sparking knowledge of himself to humanity. I think I've shown, through applying the concepts of what George and Stephen call Connectivism to the history of Christian missions, that he has and does, and that Connectivism is just a new label for it. Now that concept has been passed to you, whether you choose to pursue it or not. Those paths may lead all sorts of ways, whether Christian or non-Christian, the process is the same. And that is the joy of learning, to be free to connect or not, willingly or what seems to be serendipitously, to people with information and connections to other people. You are now, at least, if not more so, loosely tied to this network. What you choose to do with these weak ties, to pursue or disconnect, is at least partially up to you. I hope you'll pursue strengthening those to me, if not Scripture, and Jesus, so that, if God choose, our connection to, and knowledge of, him and of each other, will be, but better after death. I've created a monolith in Second Life like the one in 2001, A Space Odyssey, to inform folks in that world, even briefly, about myself, Connectivism, and the history of Christian missions. My monolith is a cube. On one face it shows my avatar used on the Mo-Odal and my Arieliondotcom site. On three sides it shows the three concept maps you've just seen, which I think are the three key foundation concept maps about Connectivism and its relationship to Christian missions. And on the top is a picture of my avatar from Second Life, so they can recognize me there and find the monolith and my nearby office as they fly overhead. My avatar is also standing beside the monolith in this image. CCK08. Connectivism. My knowledge is in my network. Pass it on.
I understand now, Dr. Chandra.